He said it's like a dream come true for sports fans, and it really, really is. Like, you can get so many updates. And Mark is on there, and he talks to Steven Jackson from the Rams on a regular basis, and you can see it. It's a back and forth. I've read it. It's incredible the access you get, the inside access you get to sports, just people and personalities and players and whoever. Just from Twitter. There's a lot of stuff going down on Twitter, so it's definitely worth your time to check it out. And follow us, follow Fantasy Football 101, follow me, and I'm telling you, do it. It's worth it. Elwood, I'm surprised you're not on there. Like, what should I go to now? Should we do Jay Cutler? Let's talk a little Jay Cutler. I know I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again a little bit, because I think it's worthwhile. Jay Cutler, now it's official, is going to be traded. The Broncos have given in. They're going to trade Jay Cutler. They're going to shop him around. They're going to trade him, fulfill his wish or whatever, submit to his demands. They're going to trade Jay Cutler, finally. But still, for some reason, it's like Cutler's getting he's getting the short end of this. I guess he's getting the negative end of the public perspective, I guess you could say. He's getting kind of vilified in this whole thing, like he has done something wrong. And I know I've talked, and I hate to just keep going over the same thing over and over again, but I keep hearing, well, don't you think he needs to be more professional? This is a business. And this happens in football. Guys get traded. And it's a part of football. And Jay needs to get over it. But I can't buy into that. I can't believe that. I try to put myself in that position, because it's like, Jay Cutler is the face of that franchise, right? He is the number one guy. He is the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. I mean, he's a guy you build your franchise around. And automatically this new guy comes in, this new coach, Josh McDaniels, comes in. He's a young guy. He's like 32, young. He comes in, and the first thing he does is put his star franchise quarterback on the block. The very first thing he does when he gets to town is try to trade the franchise player. And Jay's just supposed to say, well, it's a business, it is what it is. No, man, you're going to be mad at... Listen, I know at your job you're probably not the number one guy, because let's face it, I mean, everybody's got at their job like a guy that, or a woman, perhaps, that is tops in your field, that is the best around. And at my job, it's obviously me. At your job, it's probably not you. I'm just saying that the majority of people are not that guy or that girl. The majority of people are the kind of lazier, want to find a way to not work, a lot of bathroom breaks, and call into work for a lot of nonsense. Car won't start, kids, not, a lot of people are like that. All right, but if you're one of those people that you're the best in your field and you know it and you can relate, then you have to understand what Jay Cutler is going through here. Because this is just a slap in the face. A slap in the face to a guy like Jay. It really is. And for a new guy to come into town, and Josh McDaniels, and try to do this his very first act as a coach, it's ridiculous. I can't figure out why not everyone in the world is bashing this guy for making such a terrible decision and now setting the franchise back a decade. I mean, that's what he's done. He set the reset button. Now they were building, they were getting something good. All they had to do was get their defense together, and they were okay. That's all they had to do. Was get their offense is fine. Their running game was terrible, but their passing game was so strong, it didn't even really matter. It didn't even really matter. And I'm bewildered. The whole thing is just baffling to me. Absolutely baffling. Why are you going to trade Jay Cutler? I mean, why are you even going to try to? And then, listen, Jay Cutler, is verbally upset, and he's out about it. I'm not happy about this. I want out, but do know that he gave them another chance. He went and met with the people in charge, and he went and met with the owner, with what's his name, Snyder. He met with is that right, or is that with the Washington owner? I don't keep track of owners. He went and he met with Josh McDaniels, and he walked away saying, I didn't feel like they were fully committed to making me their franchise quarterback for the future. He went and gave them a chance to make it good, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. They couldn't convince Jay Cutler to stick around. They couldn't say they were sorry the right kind of ways. At whatever it was, he gave them a chance to smooth this all over and make everything all right again, and they failed to do that. And yet Jay Cutler needs to be grown up about this. How much else is he supposed to do? He doesn't feel wanted on his own team. He went and met with them and said, maybe I'm wrong about this. Let's meet. Make me feel wanted. Didn't happen. It didn't happen. So he wanted out. He said, fine, I'm out. I'm out. I'm skipping, anything. I want out. You trade me, or that's the only option. And so it's finally happening. And everybody, well, Jay Cutler is... Listen, the people that are smarter than that are the people on the inside in the NFL, because from what I've learned on Twitter and from talking to my friend Mark, about half the league is interested in Jay Cutler. About half of the league is interested in Jay Cutler. Listen, I think the guy's a top 6 or 7 quarterback in the league. I really do. I know he is. And he's young. He just finished his 3rd year. He's young. This guy's going to be one of the good ones. I mean, one of the good ones that we remember after he's gone. He's going to be one of those guys. You don't trade those guys away. Especially going into their 4th season. This guy's getting ready. His prime is not even here yet. And he's already thrown for over 4,500 yards and 25 touchdowns in a season. Not even in his prime. Still picking things up. And we want to trade this guy away. I don't know. Good move, Denver. But, half the league's interested. That's half the league. And I know, and I listened to Colin Cowherd a lot, and they were trying to say, someone was saying, well, if he's a top 6 or 7 quarterback, then why isn't there 23 teams that are interested? Well, it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't mean that just because Jay Cutler is better than your quarterback, you're going to go after him. Like, what about Matt Ryan? I would probably rather have Jay Cutler than Matt Ryan right now. But I don't think that I would trade Matt Ryan for Jay Cutler if I'm the Falcons, because he's a young kid. He just had an incredibly successful rookie season. At this point, he may not be better than Jay Cutler, but he's a work in progress, and he's got a lot of potential. So just him being one of the top quarterbacks in the league doesn't mean that every team that has a worse quarterback is going to be interested. But half the league showing interest is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. And I've heard a lot of talk. At first, they were saying he's going to go to the Jets. It's more than likely he's going to the Jets. I've heard some murmurs about Chicago and Detroit, which I don't see happening. You guys know that the Chicago Bears put absolutely zero priority in their quarterback. I mean, when was the last time they had a quarterback? Somebody tell me. That's not like one of those questions that I know that's not a rhetorical question that I already know the answer to. I want to know for my own personal information. When was the last time the Bears had a quarterback? Jim McMahon? Hardly. I mean, hardly. He wasn't even that good. He was good 1 year. And then he got dumped on his shoulder by some guy from the Packers, and he was never good again. So that doesn't count. And besides, if that's what's that, like 30 years ago almost? You got to do better than that. It's just not that good. They're never going to go after a good quarterback. They don't care about the quarterback. They never have. NFC North, you don't need a quarterback. You don't. It's cold. You run the ball. Play defense and you run the ball. That's how you win in the NFC North.